Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss some of the past paper questions from Unit 8 Transport in Plants. This will help you people in proper revision of the key concepts of this particular unit. Okay, so let's begin. First question is, use this diagram which shows a cross section through a leaf to answer question number 1. Okay, this diagram is given and we know that this diagram is actually the cross section of leaf. A leafy shoot is placed in a solution of dye, red color dye, and after 30 minutes, which part of leaf from the shoot will contain the red dye? Okay, that means there was a leafy shoot. Okay, maybe like we have just plucked a small part of stem from from any herbaceous plant or from a shrub. Okay, and then we have placed this particular shoot in a solution which is red in color. Okay, and this shoot was also having leaf, and after a few minutes, like we have taken the transverse section of this leaf, and then out of these 4, A, B, C and D, which part of this leaf will be red in color? Okay, because this leafy shoot was placed in red dye. Okay, now here this uppermost cell A is your epidermis. Okay, upper epidermis. Then B is palisade mesophyll cells. C is xylem. Okay, this one is actually xylem tissue. Okay, xylem vessels, and D is spongy mesophyll cells. Okay, now how do we know that this one is xylem and not phloem? This is a very important point. This is because xylem, they have lignin deposition in them. Okay, the cell wall of xylem has lignin. Lignin is a polysaccharide, and because of the presence of lignin in the cell wall, these xylem vessels have thicker wall. So all these cells which has thick walls here, okay, all these cells, they are actually xylem vessels. Okay, and we know that xylem vessels, they help in conduction of water and minerals in the plant. Hence this C is the correct answer. Okay, this xylem vessel will be red in color. Okay, now next question is, in which order does water pass through these structures in a plant? 3 structures are given here: mesophyll, root hair and xylem. Okay, now we know that first the water is absorbed by root. In roots we have root hair cells. So first water is absorbed by root hair cells. Okay, and after this water is conducted by xylem vessels or xylem tissue, and then it reaches to the mesophyll cells in the leaf. Okay, mesophyll cells, where it is like some of the water is absorbed by these mesophyll cells for the process of photosynthesis, and some of the water, excess of water, is removed by the process of transpiration. So root hair cells, xylem and mesophyll cells. So the correct answer is option C. Question number 3 is, which 2 substances are transported in the phloem? And the correct answer is amino acids and sucrose. Okay, sucrose is a sugar. It's actually a disaccharide made by the combination of glucose and fructose. Okay, in the process of photosynthesis, plants, they prepare glucose, but as glucose is highly reactive and it is highly soluble in water, plants, they cannot transport glucose from leaf to different parts of the plant. Okay, because this transportation or translocation of glucose is done by phloem tissue, sieve tubes, okay, or sieve tube elements. And these sieve tube elements, they are living cells. Inside them, they have cell sap. Okay, and in cell sap, already many reactions are going on. So this glucose might take part in any of the metabolic reaction taking place in the cytoplasm, or it might get dissolved in the water easily. Okay, hence glucose first combines with fructose, gets converted into sucrose, and then it is transported by phloem tissue to various parts of the plant. And another one is amino acids. Amino acids are actually the basic form of proteins. I mean, proteins, when we consume proteins, they completely gets digested into amino acids. The next question is, the graph shows how the rate of transpiration is affected by X. Okay, in this graph, y-axis is represented by rate of transpiration and x-axis shows X. X is any of the factor which affects the rate of transpiration. Options which they have given is humidity, light intensity, soil moisture and temperature. When temperature increases, the rate of transpiration also increases. This is because the kinetic energy of these water molecules and the kinetic energy of molecules of water vapor also increases. Okay, hence they move faster and they will diffuse faster. Hence, increase in temperature increases the rate of transpiration. Soil moisture is actually the amount of water available in the soil for plants to absorb. Okay, and this do not affect the transpiration, I mean, directly. It's like obviously if water is present in the plant, then only transpiration process can take place. So we can say, like, up to certain extent, if soil moisture increases, obviously the rate of transpiration will also increase. Next very important factor is light intensity. If light intensity increases, plants, they open up their stomata. Okay, we know that plants, they absorb or they trap light in order to perform photosynthesis process. Okay, so for the process of photosynthesis, they require carbon dioxide and water as raw materials. So if light intensity is more, plants, they will open up their stomata so that they can absorb carbon dioxide gas from the surrounding air. Okay, and when stomata is open, then obviously these water vapor molecules, okay, the molecules of water vapor, they get chance to escape from the leaf. Okay, so increase in light intensity also increases the rate of transpiration. Only last factor left is humidity. Okay, humidity refers to the moisture content present in the air. Okay, that means the amount of water vapors which is present in the surrounding air, the air which is present around the leaf. Okay, now if water content would be more, okay, if moisture present in the air is more, then the rate of transpiration will be less. This is because we know, for example, this is a leaf, okay, and we have a stomata here. Okay, outside moisture content is there. Okay, humidity is more. Okay, now what happens is, inside also we have water vapors. Now we know that these water vapors, they will diffuse out or they will move out by the process of diffusion. Okay, and in diffusion, molecules, they always move from higher concentration to lower concentration. Now because of the presence of these water vapor molecules in air, this concentration gradient decreases. Okay, this concentration gradient decreases between inside of the leaf and outside of the leaf. Hence, the rate of transpiration decreases as the movement of these water molecules will be slower. Okay, so as humidity increases, the rate of transpiration decreases. So graph shows the same thing. Initially, the rate of transpiration was this much. Okay, and as the time is increases, as the time is passing by, you can see the graph, the rate of transpiration is decreasing. Okay, hence the correct answer for this question is A, humidity. Next question is, a table shows the rate of water flow through a tree over a 12-hour period. Okay, rate of water flow. Now they have given time of the day and rate of water flow, they have calculated as centimeter per hour. That means in 1 hour, how much centimeter the water has moved up. Okay, in 1 hour, how much centimeter the water has moved up. Now at 7 a.m. in the morning, there was only 100 centimeter movement of the water. Maybe for example, this is the trunk of the tree. Okay, roots of the tree absorbs water like this, and maybe at 7 a.m. only 100 centimeter the water could move up in the xylem vessel. At 9 a.m. in another next 2 hours, it was 120 centimeter, and then 140, 250, 300, 260 and 180 centimeters. Now you have to identify which of the following statement is correct in order to in order to understand the conclusion that could be drawn from this table. First one is, between 7 and 17 hours, the rate of flow continuously increases. Now check here, 7 and here you have 17 hours. If you look here, the rate of flow was continuously increased only till the 15 hours. That means 3 p.m. in the evening. Okay, because after 3 p.m. the rate was decreased by 40 centimeter. Okay, it was decreased by 40 centimeter. So this option is wrong. B, the greatest increase in rate of flow in 2-hour period is between 11 to 13 hours. That means between 11 to 1. Now if we'll check between 11 to 1, 250 minus 140 is 110 centimeter. Okay. Here between 7 and 9, the increase was of 20 centimeter. Here also 20 centimeter. Between 11 and 1, it is 110 centimeter. Between 13 and 15, it is 50 centimeter. Between 300 and 260, there was decrease. Then it's minus 40, and here it is like minus 80. Okay. So 110, this option is correct. Let's look at the other options also. Water does not flow up through a tree at night. There's no logical reason, so it's wrong. And water flow is affected by humidity. That's correct. But this particular point, last one, that water flow is affected by humidity, no data, no relevant data is given in this table to prove this particular point. Okay, so you cannot choose this as a correct option. So the correct answer is B. The greatest increase in the rate of flow in a 2-hour period is between 11 and 13 hours. Next question is, which words correctly complete the following sentence? They have actually given a sentence, and in that they have given 4 blanks, so you have to identify. Transpiration is the dash of water at the surface of dash cells. Okay, so transpiration is actually the evaporation of water. So first one will be evaporation, okay, at the surface of mesophyll cells. This I have told you that in leaf we have these spongy mesophyll cells, and water is present at the film of this spongy mesophyll cell. Water is present around the spongy mesophyll cells in the form of thin film, okay, and then it evaporates. And this spongy mesophyll cell actually provides larger surface area for the evaporation of this water, followed by the dash of water vapor from the plant leaves. Okay, so followed by diffusion. Okay, diffusion of water vapors from the plant leaves. Okay, so diffusion or loss of water vapor. So the correct option is C. Question number 7 is, some liquid is collected from the xylem in the stem of the plant. What is present in the liquid? Amino acids? No, it is transported by phloem. Inorganic ions? Yes. Starch? No. Sugar? No. The correct answer is B. Okay, inorganic ions. Question number 8. The diagram shows 2 shoots at the start of an experiment on transpiration. Okay. Shoot X and shoot Y. What are the readings on the spring balances after 3 days? Now you have to carefully look at this diagram. Okay, they have taken a test tube. In that test tube water is present. Okay, and in both the test tubes they have placed a shoot. Okay, shoot X and shoot Y. In shoot X there is leaves present. Okay, in shoot Y there are no leaves. Okay, and with spring balance they are actually measuring the weight of this entire experimental setup. So, so on the first day, initially the weight of this setup was 30 grams. The weight of both the setup was 30 grams. Now, after 3 days, what would be the weight of this experimental setup? This you have to identify. Okay. Now, if we'll look at the diagram carefully, in shoot X, leaves are present and water is there. This oil is placed here so that no water should evaporate. Okay, no water should evaporate and mix with the air. Okay, so leaves are present in shoot X. So this shoot X, obviously it will absorb water because in this shoot xylem vessels are there. So it will absorb water and this water will go to the leaves, and from here the water will evaporate. Okay, from leaves of the shoot X, the water will evaporate. But here, as there are no leaves, water might get absorbed, but there would be no loss of this water. Okay. Hence, after 3 days, what will happen? The weight of this shoot X obviously will decrease. Okay. Here, the weight will decrease, and here, the weight will remain same. Okay. So the correct answer for this is A, 30 gram, no. Shoot X 30 gram, it remains same and it decreases, no. Shoot X, C1 is decreasing and it remains same, and here both decreasing. Also, so C is the correct answer. Okay. 25 gram, because here the weight will decrease as water was absorbed by the shoot and got evaporated through leaves. Okay, and here there was absorption might be there, but there was no evaporation. Okay, hence C is the correct answer. Question 9. Which substance do root hairs take from the soil? Root hairs, they take water and mineral ions. Question number 10. Transport in plants occur through the vascular bundles. Describe the role of phloem and xylem tissue in transport in a plant stem. Okay, now this question is given for 4 marks. That means 2 marks for xylem and 2 marks for phloem. Okay, now here for phloem you have to write down at least 2 valid points for both xylem and phloem. Now first point what you can write is phloem actually helps in transport of sucrose or amino acids. Okay, so 1 mark you can get for writing this, either sucrose or amino acids. Instead of sucrose you can also mention sugar, because sucrose is a kind of sugar. Plus phloem helps in transport of these food substances from one part of the plant to different parts of the plant. Okay, that depends on the demand actually. Okay, so it transports substances from source to sink. This also you can mention, or maybe like from leaves, because glucose is made in the leaves, so leaves to various parts of plant. So if you write these 2 points you will get 2 marks, and if you don't remember any of these points, one more very important point is like phloem always helps in translocation process. I mean sucrose and amino acids, they are always translocated by phloem tissue in the form of solution. Okay, this is important, in the form of solution. Xylem, it helps in conduction of minerals and water. The flow by xylem is always like unidirectional. That means from roots to upper parts of the plant. Okay, from roots to upper part of the plant. Okay, and for writing any 2 points out of these 3, like minerals, waters, unidirectional, from root to upper parts of the plant, you'll get you'll get 2 marks. Okay, 1 point which is given here in marking scheme is named mineral ion. So instead of writing minerals here, if you just write like it absorbs calcium ion or maybe magnesium ion, okay, from the soil. So if you're writing the name of these mineral ions, then also you're eligible to get mark for this particular mineral ion. Last question for this worksheet today is, this figure shows the drawings of sections through a root, a stem and a part of leaf in dicot plants. Okay, now you have to identify which one is xylem and which one is phloem. Okay, now this is actually the section of root. For example, if there is a root and you cut this root from the center, take a thin slice of this, slice of this root and observe it under microscope. Okay, so what you will see, you will observe a picture like this. Now in this I have already told you while in the previous videos, the tissue which is present in the center is actually xylem. You have to remember like this, and these tissues which are present in the sides of the xylem is actually your phloem tissue. Okay, and then you have the cross section of stem. Now then you have cross section of stem, and in stem also in center you have this ring which is called cambium ring, and these tissues which are present on the inner side, they are actually your xylem, and the tissues which are present on the outer side, they are your phloem. Okay, and here again in the leaf, the tissues which are present on the upper side, they are actually towards the upper epidermis, they are your xylem, and the tissue which is present towards the lower epidermis is your phloem. So we are done with some of the past paper questions of IGCSE from Unit 8 Transport in Plants. I hope this topic is clear to you people. In case if you have any query or any doubt in any of the question of this particular worksheet or in any other question of IGCSE past paper, kindly mention that in the comment sections below. Okay, I will definitely revert back and give you guys the answer. Take care and bye-bye.